All right, coming up next, I know you're going to want to weigh in on this. A high school mom says that her daughter didn't make the team, so then it has to be open to everyone who wants to cheerlead. So what if somebody wants to, I want to be on the football team, right?
In that school, they're going to put you on.
I want to be on the football team.
I tried my hardest, and everything's going away, all because of one child who did not make the team.
Our panel, cheerleading rejects all. Kind of. Ainsley Earhardt is here, Mike Gunzelman is here, and Kat Timpf coming up next.
This is the panel.
One person have to ruin it for everyone. And if everyone should be allowed on the cheerleading team, can everyone be on the varsity basketball team? Trace Gallagher explains what I'm talking about from our West Coast newsroom tonight. Hi, Trace.
Hi, Martha. Hanover Park High School in East Hanover, New Jersey has traditionally split its cheer squad into 3 teams, black, white, and gold, representing the school's colors. Every student who tries out is placed on one of those teams and gets a varsity letter. But as for skill level, the black team was the highest. Only cheerleaders who scored above 87 in tumbling and choreography were selected, except not enough students scored 87, so the qualifying score was randomly dropped to 78. The school says, quoting, a modification was made for qualification to the black squad. This modification increased the number of students who had qualified for black squad based on a scoring decision. But because some kids still didn't qualify, the principal decided teams would no longer be based on skill, but rather grade level. Juniors and seniors on the black team, freshmen and sophomores on the white, and the gold team just goes away. But students say the change is only happening because a parent was angry their daughter didn't make a higher team. So last week, 10 cheerleaders addressed the school board. Here's one. Watch.
I tried my hardest, and everything's going away, all because of one child who did not make the team, and their parent complained. So now all my hard work has been thrown out the window.
Yeah, the backlash on social media was quick, with the school's Facebook page flooded with comments like, I'm 52 and live in Georgia. I want to be on your cheer squad, and I can still do a cartwheel. Well, not without a lot of back pain and limping afterwards, but that's okay, right? And, quote, your daughter didn't make it, but instead you have the rules changed to include her? Tell your daughter to practice more. And finally, quote, why go for excellence when you can just let a little snowflake whine and cry to get the position? This is why the country is going down the tubes. The school administration says the move supports and encourages more participation, which ultimately was always the goal. Martha.
Trace, thank you very much. Here now with more, Ainsley Earhardt, Fox & Friends co-host and author of The Light Within Me, Mike Gunzelman, host of The Guns Show, and Kat Timpf, Fox News contributor. I said cheerleading rejects all. Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You tried to be a cheerleader, right,
Year
Mike?
after year, for some reason it didn't work, and I didn't even have to have a psycho mother freaking out about it.
Yeah, right? I mean, don't you feel bad for this kid whose mother, you know, raised holy hell and was like, you know, everybody's got to be on the team.
It's kind of funny. I mean, congratulations to this mom, because now your daughter has no friends whatsoever.
I know.
Literally no friends. You talk about Mean Girls. She will see Mean Girls in action, because this mother taking things to a whole different level and absolutely being crazy about it. Obviously, you have like the entitlement society side of it, like, oh, we all expect things to be handed to us.
Yeah, this is not helpful,
kids.
Mom. This
No,
does not help you in life.
I'll tell you, I was a cheerleader in 7th grade.
Yeah.
8th grade, I tried out, and I was cut from the team. Brokenhearted, cried, so upset. My dad comes upstairs, he sits down on my bed, and he says, someone else needed that spot. You're strong enough. God created you to be strong enough. You're giving up your spot so another girl who might not be strong enough can take it. That was such a valuable lesson.
And you said, no, Dad, I want the spot. And you marched in and got it for you.
Actually, I thought, wow. My dad totally turned it around and spun it where I bought into that.
Right.
And,
no, it was good. That was smart.
It was a good lesson.
Absolutely.
You're okay, and you're somehow okay now.
Yeah.
Somehow managed to recover.
It's all because I got cut from the cheerleading squad.
I was cut from the cheerleading squad, and I was so bad that I really had some nerve to even waste anyone's time by trying out whatsoever. But I just instead joined the mock trial team and had some success there, and actually was able to pursue an activity I was good at, rather than allowing myself to embarrass myself by somersaulting around the football field because I couldn't even do a cartwheel. That wouldn't have been good for anyone.
It's like watching American Idol where those kids are so bad and you're like,
yeah, the audition.
Right here, that was
Here's my story. I was a cheerleader for like a long time, middle school, all through high school. And when I had my daughter, I hid my cheerleading pictures.
Really?
Because I knew that if she saw it, she'd be like, oh, I want to be a cheerleader. And I didn't want her to be a cheerleader. I wanted her to be on mock trial, which she did end up doing. And she became an athlete and a soccer player and all this cool stuff. Because honestly, I think they should do away with cheerleading. I'm with the head of the board. Really? Cheerleading is like you stand on the sidelines and you cheer for someone else. It's like get out there and do it yourself. And you know who needs?
But you learn to dance. I wanted to learn to
well,
dance.
I'm still trying to learn to dance.
You know, but it's just to me, it's like this whole. I always feel bad for the cheerleaders because when I was a cheerleader, I actually thought people were watching our routine. They're not watching your routine.
Yeah, the cheers.
They're watching football. They're watching basketball, and it's like, oh, that was such a good one. We did such a good job. Like, pat each other on the back.
But
no one's paying attention.
Even from a story of failure, obviously we're all going to fail in life. But Michael Jordan got cut from his freshman high school basketball team.
That's true.
Failure makes you a better
And it's
person.
Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time. Like he got through it. I mean, it just makes you stronger and better.
Right, and inclusiveness is great, but it doesn't change reality, right? Just because they allow everyone to make the cheerleading team, that shouldn't make you feel any better about yourself because you're still a bad cheerleader. They're just letting everybody in now.
Do you think one day they're going to look back at these videos, though, and say, I was crying and pleading?
Of course they are, which is why they should be
embarrassed.
playing soccer or basketball because then they'll feel good about it. They'll feel so much better about themselves. All right, so Ainsley is going to cover the royal wedding, and you're leaving tonight.
I'm leaving tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is that's so exciting. You're gonna have the best.
You'll
time.
have to give me tips.
So yeah, it's a
your
lot of
animal.
fun.
You love this.
I did the last one, but poor Meghan Markle, her father. Apparently paid the paparazzi to take pictures of him getting measured for his tuxedo and looking in a computer screen at Starbucks. So there he is. Poor Mr. Markle.
He looks well.
And he was looking at pictures of Meghan and Harry online and everything, and it turned out that there was like a paparazzi deal that he might have even made some money off of, and now he's not going to the wedding.
Yeah, that is, you don't need that kind of drama on your wedding day. She's probably got enough drama having such a famous wedding. And to have your dad do something like that, I would be so mad at my dad. Absolutely.
It's a lack of trust already. You know what I mean? From the beginning, from the onset, with the most famous couple in the world right now. I'm just very depressed still and devastated that I don't have a chance with Meghan Markle anymore. Personally.
And what about Harry? All those girls. When we did William's wedding, it said they gave out these little pens and combs and things that said, "Don't worry, you can still marry Harry." Because William was gone.
Oh, right.
But you've got a story now. This is going to be very interesting to watch what happens.
I feel sorry for her. I do. I mean, I'm happy for her because she has the ultimate Cinderella story, and it's amazing what she's been through and how far she's come. And every book I've read about her and every article I've read, she was a hard worker and she really deserves this. And she seems to be a good person.
She's lovely, yeah.
Yeah, but her dad to do this, her brother was sending messages to Harry, don't do it.
Leave her alone.
Exactly. And I feel like this is the Cinderella story because she has a family. The dad is trying to make money, or his friend who's the photographer is making money. They couldn't find the tailor. The tailor was closed. So they went up to some kid and they said, will you act like you're the tailor?
They gave him a measuring tape and said,
yeah.
But you know what? I have some advice for them. Her mother should walk her down the aisle. Yeah. Okay? This is an easy problem to solve. Her mother is lovely. She's going to be there, and she should walk her down the aisle. So anyway, this is so much fun. It's great to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic time in jolly old
Put in a
London.
good word for me with Meghan, all right?
You don't have to do it. Guns is still available. More story after this. Quarter of the Night's coming up next.